Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good. Special edition start sit lineup advice for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoy the football, enjoy your families, friends, children, whoever, grandparents, etc. Enjoy the time. I love me some Thanksgiving. One of my favorite times of year. The Christmas season is starting and we get to watch some massive football. The NFL adds a new game on Black Friday, so this is going to be the goods. I got all 4 games for you. Who to start, who to sit. It's going to be interesting. Some injuries to deal with as well, but this slate of games should be fairly decent overall. Get us a lot of point productivity. Y'all know the drill. It is rapid fire, every team, every player on Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I got the rest of y'all on Saturday, so let's start with those Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. Okay, Bears coming off a loss this past week. I mean, it is what it is. Caleb still looked good, still was moving the football off. New offensive coordinator has this offense moving in the right direction, and I do like it quite a bit. At least we're seeing the quicker passes. We still see some side steps from a Caleb Williams at this point. He was holding the ball in that one play for like 12 seconds, and it's like, bro, get rid of the football, play for another down. I got him on a mid-level risk versus the Lions defense that is definitely going to come after him with the bum rush, and that could still be a problem. This offensive line still is not the best, but at least Caleb is going to be able to support his wide receivers, so I do not dislike the play of a Caleb Williams this week as well. Even if it does come down to garbage time, hopefully he does get you into that 20-point threshold that he did last week. I do like it quite a bit. DeAndre Swift on the revenge game, absolutely firing him up, man, playing up against his old foes in Detroit. It is going to be good. Revenge game, 6 booms on the season, 141 points. But the only issue I do have, they got Roschon Johnson. Roschon, my guy, he's got TD upside now on the mid-level. They're going to start utilizing him a lot more in the goal line, red zone opportunities inside the 5-yard line. This could vulture some TDs from my guy DeAndre Swift. Not good overall, but at least we know Swift should be ready to play against his old team in this one and showcase his talents like we know he has. So I do like a Swift this week, where Roschon only in deeper leagues am I playing him this week. DJ Moore, while he does never want to run block, man, he's looking pretty lazy out there on the run block, and at least he's back in business. Back-to-back boom games for him, 4 on the season, 113 points, and now we can see at least the floor being lifted that much better. I got him on a low-level risk. Fire up at DJ Moore everywhere you got him. I still think it's going to work very well, anywhere from the 11 to 15 points, unless he gets in the end zone, then we're uplifted to 19. I absolutely do like the play of a DJ Moore. Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, what are we doing here? I got PBR floor for Rome. I mean, he's giving you the 7 to 9 points pretty much weekly, where Keenan decides to go off last week and get people wins on the bye week Armageddon. This week, we'll see what Keenan does. I'm upgrading him to a mid-level risk, but is it going to be consistent overall? Keenan does look a little thick out there like he's a tight end. I'm not going to say anything other than that, but he's looking a little thicker out there. But I mean, okay, is he going to get you 19 points this week? Probably not, but at least we can say if they do target a Keenan Allen, he's got some upside. That's why I got him on the mid-level risk. Temper the expectations at worst or at best. You want to say wide receiver 3, low-end wide receiver 3-ish, kind of where I'm going for a Keenan Allen this week. So if you need to and you're in a pinch, fine, you can play him. But, I mean, again, temper those expectations, because if he doesn't hit that top-end ceiling, it's going to be a pretty low floor once again. Cole Kmet on the low upside mid-level. At least he got you some points last week. It's not necessarily, sustainable overall, so you are taking a chance if you do start a Cole Kmet this week as well. Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. Cooper Rush, okay, I mean, he's done a lot worse, I guess. I mean, 2 boom games in a row, you can't hate it. I believe it was 14 and 18 points. That's okay for what Cooper Rush can do. I mean, we could obviously look in better directions, but what we're talking about, why Cooper Rush booming is a positive to help out this offense, especially for guys like CeeDee Lamb. But we'll go with Rico Dwaddle. Rico Dwaddle, low-level risk. I do like the play this week against the lowly Giants, who have packed it in. I mean, Brian Dable, he could get relieved of his duties after, this season is done as well. So Rico definitely is going to be looking for a big game. Cowboys want to win in the home crowd against these Giants, and Rico should have a very big volume day. So hopefully he does find his way into the end zone. I do like the play this week where Cooper Rush, I mean, only if you're desperate for a quarterback do you play him this week. CeeDee Lamb, what I tell y'all, even though it's Cooper Rush, I mean, his stat line is going to be similar basically every week if he does not find his way into the end zone. 6, 7, 8 receptions for about 65 yards, and you're going to get around the 11 to 14 points. Like, this is CeeDee Lamb. He's that good. He can support a guy like a Cooper Rush, a standalone value. He's got to get in the end zone by himself if he's going to get those toppers that we're looking for over 20. I don't foresee it happening necessarily every week, but this is a week that CeeDee Lamb could definitely get into that end zone, and I do like the play of a Lamb this week. Turpin, what an unbelievable kick return he had last week. He is the epitome of boomer bust, man. Get you 0, get you whatever he's going to get. I can't even put a staple on it, man. He gets you 1 touchdown, he's going to have 7. That's all his day is going to be. So you obviously can't play that where Jalen Tolbert is continuing on that low floor because Cooper Rush cannot support all these playmakers. And we got a Luke Schoonmaker, even though we got Jake Ferguson on the concussion questionable right now. He could play this week. So if Ferguson does play, slot in a Ferguson above, obviously, a Luke Schoonmaker. But if Schoonmaker does play, still mid-level risk. If a Ferguson plays, I'm going to lift him up maybe to good upside in the green because Ferguson will likely be able to find his way into the end zone. Schoonmaker, 2 booms in a row. Been telling y'all, man, this kid, if the Cowboys want to let go of Ferguson, Schoonmaker is going to pick up where he left off and be no worse for wear. He is that good of a tight end. Reminds me of a faster Dalton Schultz. No question about it. Nose for the end zone. Love me some Schoonmaker. So if Schoonmaker does play, I do like the play. If Ferguson plays, I do like the play as well. So you can piggyback either one of those gentlemen. Detroit Lions taking on those Bears. Like I'm saying, Jared Goff didn't have to do a whole heck of a lot last week. Got you 10 points, crippled your team last week. Now he's got the Bears defense that is still relatively good in attacking, but there is, holes that they can go through. I mean, we saw Jordan Love basically not have a great day against his defense either. So, I mean, they do adjust extremely well. Or Eberflus, you got to give him credit where it's due. I'm not a big fan of Eberflus at all as a head coach, but at least defensively, he is making the proper moves at the adjustment opportunities. So, Jared Goff, good upside in the green, but I mean, temper those as well. We could see another 15-point game at most for a Jared Goff because the run game is the bread and butter with a Monty and Gibby. The Monty and Gibby show, man. Monty's dealing with a shoulder. He did go through the walkthroughs today, Amon-Ra as well with that knee injury. So they are likely to suit up in this contest, which is good news. I don't even think Monty's injury was that bad. They just decided, you know what, we're winning. Who cares? Sit, rest, because we got a short week coming. I think that's basically what it was. TD upside for the green on a Monty every single week. And a Jahmyr Gibby, he's been killing it, man. 11 booms for Gibbs, 10 for Monty. These guys, anytime TDs, man, is an absolute free money on DFS. So if you play DFS, you can absolutely easily get money in that respect. Play both these gentlemen versus the Bears because the run game is absolutely superb here in Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, he missed his boom game last week. Didn't necessarily need him a whole heck of a lot, but still low-level risk. I mean, against the Bears on Thanksgiving at the home crowd, you know they're going to be up for this contest. Keep that 10-1 home field record and home field advantage record alive. I think they're going to do very well this week as well. Amon-Ra should find his way back into the end zone. With Khalif Raymond dealing with that foot, likely going to sit in this one. I'd be shocked if he does play. We got Tim Patrick on the high-level risk. He'll get you about 4 to 5 points. Not near enough to touch. We're at Jameson Williams, J-Mo. 102 points, 5 booms. Just missed his boom last week. There is TD shot appeal here as well. They're going to try to keep the Bears defense honest, and they will take some chances deep with a J-Mo. So I do like the play as my wide receiver, low-end wide receiver 2 this week for a Jameson Williams. Sam Laporta, told y'all to sit this man last week, said it was a bust. TD upside is back in this one, as they should look in his direction on the mid-level risk. TD upside, Laporta should see a decent heaping of targets, especially if Monty is dealing with that injury more than we know. They should recreate the run with a Sam Laporta. Green Bay Packers taking on the Miami Dolphins on the nightcap of Thanksgiving. Jordan Love, feeling the love for love. hasn't been looking great these past couple weeks. And what did I say? It's because I feel like they don't have the identity they want, man. Josh Jacobs, he looks absolutely stellar. So are they a run-heavy team? This is kind of the situation. What do you want to be? Pass happy or run happy? And it's kind of this run happy, run heavy team to set up Jordan Love. And I mean, the mistakes are still being had there where Love isn't looking as good on certain plays, still dicing defenses when he is throwing the ball extremely well. Got good upside in the green for a Love. Absolutely. Even though the Dolphins defense is starting to improve. You got Chop Robinson just rushing the quarterback, getting after quarterbacks at this point right now. Jordan Love for me on the good upside. He should have a decent day versus the Miami Dolphins defense, and we will see if the Fins are legit on the comeback trail to go into the playoffs. They will be playing very hard in this one. Still like a Jordan Love this week. Josh Jacobs, enough said, man. We don't have to really evaluate it much more. 9 booms. He's been killing it the last 5 weeks, 170 points. Low-level risk. Fire this man up. They continue to give him the heaping of volume that we required. Romeo, he's out. Likely out with a concussion. Still has not been dealt out right now. Short week on a concussion. I'd be shocked if he does suit up. So Bo Melton will likely take his place in the rotation on the, outside of a Dontavian Wicks. So Bo Melton will be the 4th wide receiver. High level risk for him. Where Jaden Reed, I've been promoting this man for 3 weeks in a row, and 3 weeks in a row, he's disappointed me. So I got to drop him down to a mid-level risk. Don't know what's going on, man. It's like they're moving away from the target share from him. He's just not making the explosive plays that he used to early on in the season. Maybe this is the game. He needs a game to break out in a big way. Can you sit a Jaden Reed? Abso-freaking-lutely you can. If you got better options, I would absolutely consider it this week, even though he may hit that, go-off button this week. It's been 4 or 5 weeks since he's had a very good quality contest, so it is coming, I'm telling y'all, but it's very difficult to trust, especially in must-win situations as we get closer to the fantasy playoffs. You got to play it safe where it need be. If you got better options, take them. If you don't, I understand playing a Reed this week where Christian Watson, dude, man, fix your hands. You're looking like Quentin Johnston out there dropping deep passes. Good Lord, man. He's filled with talent, just oozing with talent, speed, and ability, and he just dropped a wide-open touchdown. It would have been an absolute fabulous capper to his day. Mid-level risk. I mean, these concerns continue for me. Not touching a Watson this week as well, even though he could go off this week, as they will try to go deep versus the Lions defense, try to expose him deep. This is going to have to be something of a track meet shootout, so Watson could have a big day as well. It's just very volatile to trust because you could get a very low floor in that respect as well, where Dontavian Wicks is my sleeper of the week here because Romeo Doubs is out, so whenever he gets an uplifted snap count, we see Wicks typically play a lot better, but he's been fighting his hands all season as well, hence why he's seen a lot of bench time also. But I do think this is the week that Wicks, if Romeo Doubs does sit, I think Wicks does get the sleeper in the green. There could be a big day coming for him as well. Where Tucker Kraft, like I said, the enigma, man. I said 2 weeks ago, don't play him. Play him. He's going to do well. He got 0 points. Last week, I said temper those expectations because he'll probably get a touchdown because I'm saying he's not, and he scores a touchdown. This is just how it goes with me and Tucker Kraft. We are not on the same page whatsoever, me and Kraft. It hurts. Not good, but I do like the play of him this week as well. There is a decent floor, so maybe take the opposite of what I'm saying on a Tucker Kraft and bench him if you want, man. Kansas City Chiefs taking on those Las Vegas Raiders on Black Friday. Gotta love it, man. Football, so much football. It is glorious. Patrick Mahomes and these Kansas City Chiefs, did they really get a scare from the Carolina Panthers? Okay, if you want to believe that. I don't believe it whatsoever. Do you know what they remind me of right now? And I'll put it on a wire right there. The New England Patriots. And when Tom Brady and the Pats knew that they could cruise through the season, win 12, 13 games by snapping their fingers and giving the limited amount of effort. This is your Kansas City Chiefs right now. I do not think they're as bad as you think they are. Once the playoff comes, they're going to turn it up like they always do. We know this, man. They're just going through the motions. They're good enough. They understand how to win in this league, and it shows 10-1, even with the Carolina Panthers team where they took for granted and said, we should be able to, sleepwalk through them. They still ended up winning. But, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes and this offense. They will continue to push forward, especially against this inferior opponent like the Raiders. Mahomes on the low-level risk once again this week. He should have a very good day. What do you have, 3 tutties last week? Should have at least 2 this week as they continue to try to, at least move up in the right direction of trying to build that, high octane as they get closer to the playoffs. Mahomes and company, they should play very well. Low-level risk, fire up Mahomes everywhere you got him. Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco's back, man. He's practicing in full, if I'm not mistaken. He is on the questionable, still on the IR return. He could suit up in this contest. A lot of questions already from y'all where you're saying, do I play a Pacheco? I'm saying play at your own risk, man, because there could be a big-time volume floor where Kareem Hunt's still running extremely well. They want a Pacheco back for the postseason. This could just be a game where he shakes a little bit of the rust off, maybe gets a touchdown. I don't foresee 12 to 15 touches for him in this contest. Maybe we see 5 to 8 at most for a Pacheco if he does suit up, because Kareem Hunt's been doing the business anyway, so why even risk it? Just shake a little bit of the rust off. Let him get a couple hits to get back in football mode. I like Hunt over a Pacheco, obviously, this week. Play at your own risk for a Pacheco. I cannot endorse it this week, but Kareem Hunt on the low-level risk, he should have a very good day after 2 subpar showings in the past 2 weeks. DeAndre Hopkins said it was a boom last week, found his way into the end zone, and he definitely hit that again. TD upside in the green for a D-Hop. They got to continue to move this ball with this man, get him more comfortable with this offense. I do like the play of D-Hop versus the Raiders, who are struggling all over the place. D-Hop should definitely have another big day where Xavier Worthy, boomer bust, TD upside once again, mid-level risk. Flex appeal, maybe. A deep shot, maybe. I'd look for better options until, unless otherwise noted. They just don't use them near enough as they continue to utilize Noah Gray more than a Worthy at this point. So I'm in that sense right now. Juju not touching it this week, where Travis Kelce always seems to get up versus these Raiders. He should have a big day as well. And Noah Gray is on the radar as an honorable mention. If you are struggling and willing to take a shot, we could see Noah Gray continue his ascension in this offense with very good target share. Las Vegas Raiders on Black Friday, like I'm saying. Okay, no more Gardner Minshew, collarbone out for the season. Bad news for Mustache Minshew. The mustache is no more. Aiden O'Connell slotted in here on my screen. It could still be a Desmond Ridder. I'll just go with the, notion that an Aiden O'Connell will play in this game. He did participate in practice on Tuesday, so we will see. I'll update y'all in the comments as it does come out for Wednesday and we get better clarity on what these players are doing. But high-level risk for an Aiden O'Connell. He hasn't played in a long time, and going up against the Chiefs defense, they will come after this man, and it should be relatively ugly. Even if it is a Desmond Ridder, it's going to be ugly. It's so oogly for this quarterback room. It is not good, man. Amir Abdullah, he helped us get some victories last week. Mid-level risk. We're in Alexander Madison on the injury risk still. He's got the questionable, on the ankle, where Zamir White on the quad is questionable. Amir Abdullah, he showed that his, retirement tour maybe. I don't know. He looked good last week, and maybe he could do it again. At least there's going to be check down upside. He's got speed still running very well for his age. He's been in the league, feels like 20 years, man. But Amir Abdullah definitely on the mid-level risk, especially if a Madison is out and a Zeus is out again. Absolutely, we can play him for garbage time volume upside in the flex as well. Trey Tucker not touching it on the PBR floor. Likewise with a DJ Turner, high-level risk. But Jacoby Meyers on the PBR upside at 17 points, y'all. And why is that? Because I said bench Brock last week. I said we got to play him, I know. But I said watch it, he's going to bust. And that's exactly what he did last week as well, because Pat Surtain was on him. And it was just so obvious, man. Put Surtain on Bowers, make somebody else beat you. And Jacoby Myers, at least he got you 17. That was a positive. So we could see a similar type of, strategy where I do believe Myers will get a lot of McDuff, where Brock Bowers should be able to find his way open on a bounce back. Like Bowers, better than Myers if I had to choose one of them. But I think we can at least look in these two's direction. Bowers, obviously, especially over a Myers. But I think you could look in Myers' direction if you are desperate for a flex play. play and have some PPR upside, maybe some garbage time appeal. But again, temper those expectations. That's why I got Brock Bowers on a mid-level as well, because it is Aiden O'Connell or it is Desmond Ridder, so it's going to be very tough sledding to get those top-end points. So play with caution on a Mayers, hopefully for TD upside for a Brock Bowers. Miami Dolphins taking on those Green Bay Packers, and Tua saying he wants to drop the stigma, the narrative that he cannot win in cold weather situations. I don't believe it until I see it. Mid-level risk, Tua. You got to prove it to me, man, that the fish can swim in the cold. And right now, I don't see it, but I still liked his game last week. Told a lot of y'all to play a Tua. He rewarded us with 4 TDs. This week, again, this offense is moving in the right direction. This team looks good. And they're not using Tyreek Hill the way that they should, man. We haven't seen Tyreek have a boom game in so many weeks, like massive boom games that we know. This could be the week, man. Jari Alexander still dealing with an injury as well, so we'll see if he suits up in this contest. But I do like the play of a Tyreek Hill. Tua, we can play him, I think, in a decent capacity. If you got better options, I would take it, but I don't dislike starting Tua this week as well. Lots to play for these Miami Dolphins. Devin off the A-Chain, HN. Absolutely killing it. This backfield belongs to him now without question. Low-level risk, fire him up. Screen passes, jet sweeps, outside runs, PPR upside. Achan does it all, man. You can fire him up with heavy confidence. Tyreek on the low-level risk. Obviously, we're playing a Tyreek, but this has got to be the game, right, that he absolutely breaks out for since Tua went down with that concussion. It's got to happen at some time, at some point. And, I mean, at least these Packers, it's a huge game for these Dolphins. I'm playing Tyreek and believing a 20 spot is coming. Jalen Waddle time, mid-level risk. Finally, we got a boom game out of a Waddle, second one on the season. He had a very nice day doing the Penguin. Waddle time. Again, if they continue down this path, this is the Dolphins that we know, supporting Tyreek, supporting a Waddle, Achan running the football. This is kind of how we know they move, right? So as long as you continue down the path, Jalen Waddle should start to increase as we get closer to the, fantasy football playoffs. Don't dislike the play. Wide receiver 3 flex play for me for a Jalen Waddle. Oh, BJ not touching it, where a Jonnu Smith has been absolutely stellar for a majority of the season. 100 points, 5 boom games, PPR upside in the green. Fire up a Jonnu everywhere you got him. New York Giants, last one on the board for Thanksgiving. Okay, and I'm willing this to happen, okay? We could see a Tommy DeVito play. Excuse me, but I got Drew Lock slotted in as my quarterback here. Why? Because I want to see it. Drew Lock is way better than a Tommy DeVito. I just think that the Giants want to tank. So we'll see. If Drew Lock does not play and Tommy DeVito plays with that sore forearm, we know they're tanking for something in the NFL draft. They want the number 1 overall pick to get their quarterback. Drew Lock should play in this contest. We saw Malik Neighbors calling out the head coach saying, why aren't you passing me the balls? Because your QB sucks. I'm sorry, DeVito, you're a good guy and everything, but you're not a good quarterback. So Drew Lock, please, I'm willing it to happen. If Tommy's playing, we're not touching it. If Drew Lock is playing, I'm going to give him a mid-level risk. He still is a decent quarterback. He can still get it down the field, and there would be some upside to about 16 points for me for a Drew Lock. Do not dislike it. We're Tyrone Tracy. He's on a mid-level risk. I would upgrade him to a good upside with a Drew Lock. If it is a DeVito, I'm going to have to keep him at a mid-level. The fumbleitis has hit him. He's not holding on to that football, costing us points as well. That is a problem. Don't hate the play versus the Cowboys. I think he could break a big run, but again, if he fumbles that football, he's going to be sitting on the bench faster than you can blink, so definitely keep tabs on that. Singletary not touching it, where Malik Neighbors still on the green PPR upside. You just got to throw this man the football. Got you, 12 points last week-ish? So, I mean, you got to just throw this man the football. First half was very quiet, and then the game was basically over, and they started feeding him the football. Feed this man the football. That's why I'm saying Will and Drew Lock to play in this one. If Lock plays, 100%, I'm so excited for Malik Neighbors this week. Darius Slayton, low floor, not much flex appeal. Unless Lock plays, then there is potential, but I would default it over to a Wan'Dale Robinson on the mid-level risk. Like him a lot more than a Slayton. He does give you that safe floor with a decent quarterback of that 8 to 10 point threshold. And a Theo Johnson dealing with an injury on a back. He should be good to go. Low upside. We cannot play it this week on Thanksgiving. But there you have it. That is your Thanksgiving and Black Friday slates. You gotta love it. We got so much football coming. I got you covered on Saturday as well for Start Sit. Maybe I'll get you a boomer bust on Friday before the Black Friday games as well. Like I said, this is going to be a busy week loaded with football. But like I said, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families. Hope everybody, all the blessings. Thank you for all the support. It's such a wonderful time of the year. Definitely enjoy all of it. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.